A lot of times we have guidelines on ways we should and should not manage money. I will forever tell you, do what works for you. But I do want to go over, is 50, 30, 20 maybe the way to go? Or I saw somebody recommend 50, 10, 40, and you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I promise we'll get to that. But I think there might be one that's more realistic because I don't know if 50, 10, and 40 is going to work.
I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take the hit and still finish and one.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl TJ back with another video talks with TJ, aka TJ Two Shoes Chains. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. When you're viewing this, it's a Friday. You made it. I'm proud of you. Awesome. Guess what? I don't work today. I'm just, y'all don't understand the break. The blessing is needed because since the holiday falls on a Saturday, technically for my career, it's observed today, which means I'm not working, which I'm very, very happy about. So hopefully you are enjoying, the weekend. Just take that time for yourself, relax, do something, do something. I know we're always about copping shoes, right? But that becomes like a second job to get your hands on a pair of sneakers that you want. So hopefully you're able to spend this time doing something that you enjoy. That's pretty chill. I think the weekend should be chill sometimes, especially the older you get. Let's all ask Wes, who tried to go overboard with celebrating his birthday, and he was feeling it the next day. But it's all love, Wes. It's all love. Happy birthday again. So all these numbers I threw out in the intro, right? What am I talking about? So there is a ratio out there that says if you're managing money, live off of 50%. So your needs are 50%. And when they say needs, they also include anything that could impact your credit score. So that does mean those minimum debt payments that you have as well. Like they are an obligation you need to take care of whether you like it or not. So they include that in the 50%. So 50% of your take home. So that means after taxes, and for me, after health insurance and everything is taken out, I only look at what's actually in my hand, not what is gross, because just understand, like, you're never going to really see the gross. So 50% goes towards needs, and then another 30% is set aside for want. Want, not needs. Want. As much as I love this shoe, it's not a need. We feel it's a need. It's really not a need to survive. So 50% goes towards your needs, 20 or 30% goes towards wants, and then you would save 20%. Now, let's just be mindful that the average savings statistic in this country is not very good. It's less than 10% every single month that's saved by most Americans. Now, I get it because I have certainly been that person in that space where 10% just wasn't happening. It becomes difficult, right? Especially when you are just trying to get by. If you're a student or you're just starting out, you get your first job, like just doing that 10 can be difficult when you're trying to stay above water. With the pandemic going on, listen, people are just trying to survive right now. So this is more so if you are in a good place where you're able to do that and look at money this way. And if not, hopefully you can get over this pandemic chaos and then move into that place. But do you think that is the best way? I mean, I think that works very, very well, being able to save 20%. So let's just kind of break that down. And I'm going to use some numbers here. Let's just say that your take-home pay, this is after taxes, after you're putting money into retirement as well. Let's just say you're taking home $4,000 a month, and they're saying live off of 50%. That's your need. So that means your need is 50%. So you're living off of $2,000. It's essentially what you're living off of, like bare bones, you're living off of that. And then for your wants, now they're saying wants is 30%. So that means you have I think it's like $1,200 that you can allocate towards wants. Now, want is something that isn't a necessity, right? It's not like keeping the lights on and putting food on the table. Basic food on the table in your house, okay? So a want is going to be sneakers, it's going to be clothes, it's going to be Nike chains, it'll be eating out, it'll be anything else recreational that you do that isn't required to live day to day. That's considered a want, but then they're saying put 20% aside for savings. So that means you would save $800 a month if you're bringing home $4,000. That's really, really good. Now, if you take a look at that, if you're looking over the course of 12 months, you could save close to 2.5 months worth of income. And we know that it's really recommended you have 3 to 6 months put away because emergencies happen. knock knock, 2020 lost its mind. So emergencies happen, which means having 3 to 6 months savings really can put you in a comfortable spot. But there's another ratio I saw. I don't know how realistic this is. Now, there are some very frugal people, and granted, millionaires, probably similar to Graham Stephan, who probably does live like this. So their ratio was 50, 10, and 40. You're still living off the 50%, so we're still looking at that $2,000 amount. But then 10% is just set aside for your wants. That means you would only be living off of $400. Can we explain to these people what sneaker releases are like, and the fact that you can easily drop 200 or like 100? And let's be real, no release is really $100. You can drop that 400 in just 2 weeks time, and then all of your fun money is gone. That's it. You don't have money to go out to eat, buy clothes, do anything. And they're saying 40% would actually be saved. Now, granted, so I'm looking at it, so that 40%, we're talking about $1,600 saved. Big number. It would also mean that you could have close to 5 months of your monthly income saved in the course of a year. That is major. That really is major. Like, I'd say this, if people were able to do that even for just half a year, like, that's really good. And then you could revert back maybe to the 50-20-30 or 50-30-20, whatever. Maybe you revert back to that. But I listen, if you have the discipline and you're not a big spender, the 50-10-40 would be amazing, right? To think that you're saving almost 50% of your take-home pay every month, that puts you in a great space, okay? That gives you that cushion, that gives you that security. I'm not about to sit up here and lie and tell you that I think that I could do that. I would need to make substantially more to feel comfortable doing that, only because, no, should I be spending $400 a month? No, we're not talking about what I should be doing, okay? Just bear with me, okay? Growth happens. So does my wardrobe for all these outfit grids y'all see. So that's just not where I am personally right now. Would I want to get to that place? Sure, absolutely. Why not? Here's one that I think is a little bit more realistic. Let's just flip the ratios of the very first scenario. So you're living off of $2,000, awesome. But instead of your wants maybe being $1,200, maybe your wants actually are only $800. And then you're saving $1,200. So not as aggressive as the $1,600, but still, I think it's a really good amount, knowing that you're putting a little over $1,000 away every single month, and you're building towards that emergency fund. No matter what, you always want to do that. Now, when I say saving, it doesn't all have to be just that emergency fund. Sometimes it does end up being those sinking funds, right? And I'm not talking about sinking funds for sneakers. You guys saw that video. But sinking fund in terms of, the dog or the car or medical emergency, right? Like, that's still money that is set aside and it's not touched. So in the event that you had to live off of it, it's still there and it's still available. So let me know, please, please, please. I love hearing your feedback. So in the comment section, do you think the 50-10-40 is even realistic, or are you more comfortable with needing 50% of your income to live, spending 20% of it on wants, and then 30% savings? I think that would be an awesome, ratio in terms of saving to income. So, hey, a lot of growth for all of us, no matter what. Like, as we go further along in our careers, our endeavors, we add multiple streams of income. As we get rid of debt, it does become easier to save. So just always keep that in mind. But that's just the short budget video, the talk I have today. It's a Friday, which means you guys are viewing this at 6 o'clock. So literally in just like an hour, head on over to Keep Pushing Kicks. I will be on his channel with AJ. It's literally the AJ TJ tandem. We will kind of pretty much just do a little Friday kickback on Keep Pushing Kicks channel. So I'll make sure his link is in the description for that video. That way, to Swoosh Crew, head over, show out, show support. You guys are always doing that for me. And then this is a cool little item I picked up. I just want to show you. It says world famous Supreme, and then it has Nike. So I actually picked this up from T Marks. You guys, I think a lot of you should know who he is, right? He does those fire custom Yankee hats, whether it's Rockefeller or Wu-Tang Clan or any number of things. So he had a boatload of these, and he was actually selling them, and they were $12 ship. I did not want to miss out, so I picked this up. But yeah, just cool hang tag. It's not like grade school shoes get a lot of hang tags, so I really am debating just sticking it on here. And look at that, perfect. Perfect match. I'm really debating sticking it on there. So thank you again so much for tuning into this video. Again, head on over to Keep Pushing Kicks, and then also you still have a week to place your order for the Act Your Age, Not Your Shoe Size shirts. Again, all proceeds will go towards justice for Breonna Taylor, so please do that. Also, what I would say is keep Vanessa Guillen's her family, you know, in your prayers. Super unfortunate of what's happened to her, the fact that things happen to our women in this country. It's unspeakable. It's unforgivable. So please just also keep Vanessa's family in your prayers. A lot going on there. A lot going on in this country. Okay. Let people know that you love them. Please stay safe. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace out.